Saluting wellness, everybody. Hope you're feeling good. You're with your families and in the best conditions possible. I am Omega Sun's Light. This is the Sunspot. And today, this is going to be a short topic, but these are the views that's on my mind right now. And today is the great Marcus Mosiah Garvey's solar return, walking with the ancestors in a peaceful journey, hopefully, with the great essence. And if you see the title of the topic, it's Oh Garvey, how far have we fallen? I don't know if you read the life of Marcus Garvey, heard from other great teachers, heard from your family members. There's definitely a testimony from two of our greatest minds that were ever produced in the Black community, arguably. But then again, their presence was so profound as the foundation of what we consider Black liberation. They were the epitome of it. That's Dr. Martin Luther King and Minister Malcolm X, also known as El Haj Malik El Shabazz. Both of their fathers were Garveyites. We've talked about other groups and what they have contributed to the cultural enrichment, social awareness, strategy, and just all in all, organizing formats, mission statements of groups like the Moorish Science Temple, Nation of Islam, Black Panthers. Garvey was that divining rod. The divining rod to bring upon the principles, again, the strategies, the modus operandi of what it meant to be a reawakened African, a reawakened Black man in America, a reawakened human being discussing the ills and plights of an oppressive society. They did not give him the flowers that he deserved while he was alive. And even to this day, there are people that talk vile against him. This was a brave man nonetheless. He put his people above his own situations at times. You can say this is a man that passed from a broken heart. Yeah. The phrase that he went by was up, up, you mighty race, become what you will. What have we become this day? Look at us. At odds. There are times where we do some of the most vile, disrespectful, indecent, insidious things to each other. Just to gain a rep. Just to gain a rep. Just to say I was the one that did this. I got the wildest mouth. Well, I'm the illest person in the hood. Illest person in this place and that place. While the liberation campaign could have used that energy. While there are environmental groups that could use that energy. While there are good causes that can use that energy you wish to be a savage. How far have we fallen? Will the ease of picking up a tool of destruction, a tool of death, and point it at each other with such ease and no heart? That's not part of the mighty race that was mentioned. How far have we fallen? When the most dysfunctional among us gets praise for unproductive and definitely incorrigible things, practices, words filled with disgust, anger, and shame, yet applauded, yet applauded, even to the point where small fortunes are made, but not for the greater cause of the community. No, not at all. Not for the building of institutions, even the maintaining of institutions, something for the children to grow up into. No. You would think that these things would create an investment for the next level, for those coming up, or it actually does a disservice. And it's for the selfish wants and desires of a person that has lost their way, all for entertainment. Groups at a time who lost their way to be entertained, tickled, while real movements are pushing their agendas, are sticking to the course of what their forefathers wrote out for them. This is how people stay in power. John Henry Clark always said that power is not given, power is taken. He's right. That was also a principle of Garvey's as well. It is taken by you making the steps of maturing and being one of self-reliance. See, what Garvey first did was to set out a campaign of self-reliance. Wanted to control the image of the people he loved. Wanted to control the means of production, from cargo, controlling the commodities that would benefit us all. So it was ran like that. And when you control the media, if this is media, you can change the vibration. You can bring a call to action. You can make something small international and bring more communities together. Or at least get your message across. He was able to do that. 1.5 million subscribers, followers. 1.5 million of solid individuals coming together to form one productive group. How far have we fallen? Now, this is not to say to everybody. There are some great groups of people out there creating jobs, networking, building hope, and, being captains of industry. The only thing is that there's no hub for them to congregate to. And then there's also unaddressed issues where this trust seems to seep in. That's why not everybody is included. Where there's chaos agents. Yeah. And that's interesting. You can't even tell who's been planted in front of you. How far have we fallen? He had the same circumstance, the situation that happened. When it came time to get the Black Star Line ships ready, he was betrayed. Because there are some people that just want to sabotage, don't want to see you do good. They're not interested in anything except their personal gain. And unfortunately, he wasn't all the way aware of that. His heart for his people was bigger. That people may heal. That everybody can be an asset. That the movement's mission statement and purpose was strong enough to sway the ideals of somebody selfish into a collective. And now we have a lot of money. We have a lot of money and even resources, but don't have the tools to organize. Mm-mm. And that's unfortunate. That is the reality right now. How far have we fallen? You out there who may hear this, have you applied to a group? Have you wanted to establish a group of your own that can benefit the collective, that can benefit those that are seeking leadership and want to earn and pay their dues so they can be leaders as well? See, that's why institutions are put together and erected, to build new leadership. But you can't have the old leadership at odds all the time. There has to be a common ground. And we have to forge that common ground with solid ideas. Solid ideas and a basic understanding. And most of all, economics. See, you have to invest in what you believe in. Truly. And so far, most of the investments have been into chaos and for the gain of others that do not have the best interests for you in your stock. How far have we fallen? How far have we fallen to see whole neighborhoods destroyed by miscommunication, drugs, alcohol, indecent sex? How far? How far is it willing to even go further into the depths of oblivion, where other people can profit through the spoils of that war? Because the war is to gain territory. That's what war is about. Gaining territory, controlling resources. So you'll be the one that people have to go to. Whether it's to live or whether it's to ease the pain. We've fallen for this semblance of well-to-do indentured servants. Right now, well-to-do indentured servants. Just enough, working just enough for the weekend. Working just enough for a portion of the riches available. but never, well, not never, just not, but not attaining the wealth that many others have sat back and collected. I urge you to go listen to a Garvey speech if you can, and push past with whatever you thought that were misconceptions about some black supremacy and nothing. Cultural enrichment is not black supremacy. First of all, you're talking about a people that have lost and forgot more that can ever be known in the world. That was striving and flourishing with very little, but had the self-respect, the confidence, and the wherewithal to make what they had last and also produce so that the whole collective, the whole global network can eat, live, and be free. Selfless men, selfless inventors, selfless scientists of dark skin, woolly hair, and broad noses. It's not to say that they were better, but it's to say we're survivors. And not only survivors, pushers of productive futures. And the whole purpose of the UNIA was to get everybody together to demand that self-respect, that respect amongst the nations. As wherever we are on the planet, thrivers in society. How far have we fallen? There's a whole prison industrial complex feeding on the carcass of the mighty race that Mr. Garvey was talking about. There's a whole industry of corrupt counsel feeding on the carcass. Those that wish to dismantle everything that was traditional, solid, pure in nature, demolish it for the sake of gaining a dollar. The first institution is family. And because we don't, I say we have adopted the practice to value a person by what they have more than who they are. We have been disconnected from many great advancements, philosophically, psychologically, emotionally, and definitely destitute of having solid connections within our families. Not only that, to the point we don't control, and I say the people that are darker than blue, that create the entertainment, do not control the entertainment and entertain the dysfunction by not knowing for the little dollar they have to the grand audience that have all the resources. Yeah, it's a slippery slope. Slippery slope. So shout out to the institution builders. Shout out to them. When we say that we have to do better, that's exactly what needs to be done. We have to do better. All of us, in our own way. you know, especially in times like this. This is a changing world, and it's good to see a face like yours. More importantly, it's good to see people with great quality character reflected, reciprocated in their actions. We got to get to that. So we can challenge each other, so we can break bread together, so we can push each other into being better human beings. And then you flourish within your own societies. And then we can meet up and gain some new possibilities going on. But it has to start with self first. It has to. That phrase, up, up, mighty race, become what you will. I challenge the elders to stick by that and keep asking that question. We got to ask the youth, what will you become? What do you need to become better? What do you need from me to become a better you if I'm able to give it to you? And I have to ask that of myself first. Tomorrow, I'm going to go over some of the opinions and principles of Marcus Messiah Garvey. It was written from his memoirs and put into a book. We're going to go over that for a few. But I definitely want to say honor and salute. Honor and salute the solar return. I actually want to save it to the end of the month. I know I'll be more poised to give a great tribute. But looking at the ugliness and the madness that has been going on so far, I had to say something on the day of. I had to. If nobody else does, I'm going to say it. We talk about content. We talk about information. We talk about empowerment. Was it generational wealth, generational curses? Break a generational curse by first pulling it all together and being decent to yourself, and being decent to others, raising the vibration, speaking with the purpose of getting a message across, some information that is sound and logical, that can actually benefit for use, and then listening more than you speak. So you hear the thoughts of others and you can analyze what is needed in the circle. We have to live in this collective. How we live in it depends on our actions. Up, up, you mighty race, become what you will. Will yourselves to become. Will yourselves to become. The minute we stop all the foolishness, some real change can begin. The minute. Hold fast and believe. Hold fast and believe. Once we figure out how far we have fallen, and we fell far, it is of great concern that we dust ourselves off, get our situation together, and start to lift each other up. We rise by uplifting each other. That's my word for the day. Hope it reaches you in good health. Hope it reaches you in a good spirit. And I just ask that you walk well and be well. Salute.